Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 167. The first setup was submitted by Raphael. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't necessarily think it's terrible. I think all the things you have on your desk are usable, but I think there's a better way to organize and give it a little bit more breathability. Yeah, could he put the PC on the floor? Sure, that'd be great, but at the same time, he's centering himself to the desk. So it's not like he's doing himself a crime by having the PC there.
I mean, that poster above, just get rid of it. Or at least put it off underneath the bookcase or the shelf, or whatever. Yeah, it's not even...
Burn it.
Burn it, I guess. But just get like maybe something green or black like above. Or
Raphael scored an 84. The next setup was submitted by Ryan. The usability here, it's great. The monitor, keyboard, mouse, all extremely usable, sitting right in front of it. How else can you improve that? The one cable on the floor, that's the only cable we're seeing. So great job. We've seen it before. You can just mount that to the up part of the molding and at least it follows along the white. Knowing that you're 12 makes this even more insane because really it's just so clean and mature. And that's one thing I worry about is that you're missing a little bit of your childhood. Yeah. I've said this before. Would you agree?
I could see that, but you don't know what the rest of his room looks like. It could be true. Like a whole like different splash of colors with action figures and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know.
Ryan scored an 82. The next setup was submitted by Sam. I don't like the complete sort of placement, I guess you could say, of the whole setup because he's leaving this gap to the wall on the right. And it kind of looks a little bit odd, especially because he's pushing himself right up against the molding on the door frame. And then it makes the photos so close to the actual door frame as well. Why didn't he center himself over a little bit? I thought that was a little bit weird. Why is the monitor so high? I don't think it's too high. We don't know if he's a giraffe. That's what I
maybe just trying to prove his posture, so having the monitor up so high gives him the confidence to do it.
I like to type things while my neck is like this.
I just started off with complete nitpicking, but really the setup is super clean. It's simple, it's effective, but I would hope that he has really bright, nice LEDs.
And I hope that he has other stuff besides this. If this is what he has in his room, he has like no storage. So like, where does he have anything else except for this? Like, does he have just a bed on the other side of the room and that's it?
I lowered their accessories score because it is so bare. There's not a lot to it. So like Tom said, you don't have storage. So it's like, is that really all you use on a daily basis? Sam scored a 90. The next setup was submitted by Julius. The TV. What the fuck? Isn't his one monitor basically the same size, if not bigger than that?
Yeah, it's definitely bigger.
It's just... I don't know, man, dog. I don't know. I would get rid of that. Yeah, I think that the setup itself, though, the actual usability, the right monitor isn't really tilted in. It's kind of like flattened. If anything, it's pointing to the other side. It's almost like you should have just finished the soundproofing up the wall, at least to that.
Is that even connected to the wall, the soundproofing? Because it looks like he just laid a huge thing of foam just against the wall and just.
It does look like it's bulging out a little.
Yeah, it's definitely like contouring in.
He's like, yeah, I want to listen to some hot jams from my computer, but I'm gonna put the speakers to the other side of the desk
while he's doing homework.
Yeah, but I don't know. What about the 99.9% of the time that he's not doing homework? Julius scored a 72. The next setup was submitted by Enric. The actual setup itself, though, yeah, usually the desk is something that we talk about, but I don't think the desk is the worst thing in the setup. I think it's just sort of the blandness that really affects it. Had there been posters in that very spacious open white wall, it would have been really nice. And he's got a lot of out of sight, out of mind problems. And what I mean by that is a lot of things on the desk, I'm sure he's not using on a daily basis. Just kind of condense a bit. I definitely think it's bland and needs a little bit of personality. So I don't know, get a big American flag, get, you know, some different Air Force stuff, fill up those walls a little bit, and that will definitely take this from like a to like a Edvard scored 64. The next setup was submitted by Enrique. Very nice setup. I really like it. You know, the cable management is not ideal. It's definitely not drooping onto the floor, hanging out in sight. But if we're looking under the desk, we're seeing sections that could just easily be, fixed. I think in terms of the actual room, cleanliness is there. Out of sight, out of mind is there. He's got tons of storage. There's not a lot on the desk that he doesn't use. This is like kind of a perfect blend because he's got the nice artwork, the shelves and stuff. It's very modern, sleek. It's not over the top in your face, but it's not super bland. He's got a pop of color here and there, and it's just a nice blend of things. Enrique scored at 92. The next setup was submitted by Luca. Thoughts on the boxes? Yay or nay?
Honestly, I agree with you with the boxes being like, taken off, but it doesn't look bad. You can leave them up there if you really want, but if you find something else that is more important, like a statue or something like that, then you put it up there. But
yeah, and actually they're not stacked, so it's not over the top.
Yeah, no, and it looks neat too. It's not like
Yeah.
just like randomly displayed and all that. It looks neat.
And really that whole hutch, if it had LEDs, oh, woo, yeah, I think it's like a simple, straight to the point, nice setup. And he's 15, and it's great. My only thing was the actual monitors. I don't think the actual usability is the best. If anything, I think the small monitor should go to where the Astro amp is, mix amp, and then you have the bigger one smack dab in the middle of the computer, so at least you have room for the side display. Lucas scored an 88. The next setup was submitted by Dennis. So this looks like a setup for setup nightmares. Oh, I agree. I'm here to tell you today that this is in fact a before photo, and everyone in the chat is just like, thank God, I was so worried. So I would like to present to you brand new setup. Here it is. No, Tom, show the better photo.
This is it.
I thought this was an after photo. It's still shit. The microphone is now in a better spot. Oh, thank God. And wait, the speakers are too, because in the original, they were all over the place. I mean, he still has rear speakers in front of him, and it doesn't make sense, but they're somewhat better. Wait a second. He closed his laptop.
How did this get on the show?
I don't know. It was me, obviously. I think I meant to put it in the setup nightmares bin, but I put it into the wrong one. Then it scored an 18. The final setup was submitted by Matt. This is his original setup. He's on episode 159, so really not that long ago. He was like, nah, boy, I'm gonna go get me a new room, and I'm gonna just completely change everything completely, because it literally will look nothing like this. Oh! Wow, okay. The TV's gone. He got an extra monitor. He flipped the drawers to the left side. Got a new PC case.
Got a new house.
Got a new house. Those are big lights. So I would assume that now he's taking Featherhood to the next level. He kind of lost a little bit of what made his setup cool, which is like the overall room. Like, I love the gray. I love that he had his console there. He had the TV for it. He had the LEDs, and it felt a little bit more like legit. Now it feels more like he's going for, I'm gonna be a full-time Twitch streamer. I'm gonna be grinding here for hours. You know, that's kind of feel I get. PC should be on the floor. It takes up too much room. It's too close to your hand. It's not bad at all, but I would like to know in the chat, which one do you think was better, the original or the new one? Matt scored an 88. Enrique walked away with first place with a 92. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 167.